Hi, welcome to Junior Journalist TV. I'm your host, Sophia. Today we are going to interview Sarah Chin, a zoologist in Singapore. Thank you for letting us interview you.
No problem.
What is your favorite animal?
My favorite animal, I have many favorites, but I would say the most favorite would be parrots. Yeah, because I worked in the bird park for a period of time, and I actually had the privilege of raising many parrots from eggs, and they get really attached to you, and I find them really sweet, and they are really nice to take care of as well. Yeah.
What's your least favorite animal?
I'm not a huge fan of monkeys. I think because I had some not very nice experiences with them. So I've been chased by the wild macaques in the park, and also they steal my food. And also I've taken care of some of the monkeys here in the zoo, and they are actually really messy. So it's difficult to clean up after them. And on some days when you go into the den area, they actually see you and they pee on you. So that's not very nice. Yeah.
What is your favorite thing about being a zoologist?
I would say being able to study the behavior of so many different types of animals in the zoo. So I actually have worked with many types of animals like the big cats, the reptiles, the African hoofstop, so like the giraffes and all that, and even birds. And I really enjoy my time with every single group because they're so different. So I guess that is one of my favorite things.
Why did you choose to be a zoologist?
I guess I loved animals since young, so I always knew that I wanted to work with animals. So when I was younger, I used to want to own a pet shop or be a vet, but I didn't go into that because the vet sees sick animals, and I thought that would make me a bit sad. So working in the zoo was the next best thing to come by, because in Singapore there's only one zoo, and I thought joining the zoo would help me to learn more about animals as well as to educate other people, especially children like you, about the plight of animals in the wild, and also assist in the conservation of different endangered species. Yeah.
Is being a zoologist fun?
Yes, it is, because it's really interesting. I learn something new almost every day, and also the job is very active, so I'm not like stuck in the office. I prefer being outdoors. So every day I get to go out, look at the animals, and being on the field with the sun and the fresh air, it really makes the job more enjoyable. Yep.
What is your least favorite thing about being a zoologist?
I don't think I have a least favorite thing because I really love my job. I think it's probably the fact that it's impossible to help every single animal. So even though we are working in the zoo and trying to help the animals that we have here, animals are still dying in the wild and going extinct as well, such as recently the northern white rhinoceros went extinct in the wild, which is really sad. So the fact that we can't help every single animal out there, it makes us feel a bit sad.
Do you ever get to work with the pandas?
No, unfortunately, no, I have not got to work with the pandas. I've seen them a lot, but not work with them because there's a very small team of people actually taking care of them. They are quite sensitive animals, so too much change is not good for them. So the team that's taking care of them has been with them for a long time. Yeah, so not me.
Is it true that pandas were taken on a plane to help them breed at another zoo and then they got sent back to their natural habitat?
Yes, the pandas actually came to us from China. It was actually a goodwill gift from the government there to our country. So they came to us on a plane, yes, and they were hoping that they will breed here. And so what happens is, if there's any baby, we have a baby now. Once the baby turns 2 years old, he will actually go back to China, and then they will send it to another zoo, or maybe they'll keep it in China. Yeah. So there's an arrangement.
What happens to animals when you leave them out at night?
Okay, so a lot of people are wondering about the animals at night. Like, what do we do? Do we move them to the night safari? The answer is no. We actually keep them back indoors into their night housing. So what happens is before we go home for the day, we will keep the dangerous animals back into their homes at night. So they get their dinner, they get to go and rest, and then when we leave for the night, they will go and sleep. Because most of the animals in the zoo, they're like us. In the daytime, they're awake. At nighttime, during the nighttime, they will sleep. So some animals, like the not so dangerous ones, like the giant tortoise, they get to stay in their exhibit overnight. So what happens is we just leave them there. They'll go to a corner and sleep. So when we come back the next morning, the first thing we actually do is to count them and make sure that everyone is there, no one escaped in the night. But for animals that are considered dangerous, such as the big cats, the lions, tigers, and what else? Lions, tigers. Maybe some of the apes as well, the orangutans, they actually get confined indoors. So they have a back of house area that they go to. Yeah.
Where do you get the animals?
So where we get animals for the zoo, mostly from other zoos. So what happens is this helps to prevent animals from being taken from the wild. So when our zoo breeds animals, such as like we have a lot of pygmy hippo babies, we have a lot of rhinoceros babies, what happens is we put them on a list for other zoos to see. So these are animals that are considered extra, like surplus animals. So if other zoos are interested, they will contact our zoo, and sometimes we will have an exchange. Like if I send you a rhinoceros baby, maybe you send me back a lion or something. So there's like sort of an exchange program going on for animals as well, and this helps the baby animals to have places to go. And also some animals are on a breeding program. So what happens is there's a coordinator in charge of the breeding program. So it's like the person in charge, and they decide which animal goes to which zoo to pair with which individual animal. So, but in this way, we prevent inbreeding, which is the breeding of closely related animals. So we help to maintain the genetics of the population. Yeah, so that's pretty interesting.
Do you have poison dart frogs in the zoo?
Yes, we actually do have many species of poison dart frogs. So I had to pull out my list. We have 5 different types of poison frogs. So we have like the golden poison frog, the dying poison frog, which is the blue one. I think that there are some in SAS. I think you guys had some before. We also have the black leg poison frog, bumblebee poison frog, which is black and yellow, just like a bumblebee, and also the green and black poison frog. Not all of them are on display yet, but we are going to be doing some upgrading of our exhibits, and maybe soon you can see them on display. Yeah.
How do you stay safe with dangerous animals?
So dangerous animals in the zoo, we refer to them as Code 1 animals. So like the big cats, the crocodiles, chimpanzees, the orangutans, they're considered dangerous. So when working with these guys, we actually have a buddy system. So if I'm working with the animal, I need to have another staff with me as my buddy. So this is to prevent me from making mistakes. So my buddy is supposed to look out for me when I'm like confining the animals or when I'm releasing them out in the morning. And this helps us to look out for each other and keeps us safe. Also, if we are dealing with dangerous animals such as venomous snakes like the spitting cobra or the king cobra, we have some equipment that we use to protect ourselves. So for spitting cobra, like we wear some special glasses to protect our eyes from being spat at, and we have gloves that prevent us from getting bitten by the snakes as well. So that helps keep us safe with the reptiles. And also for large animals, we don't go into the enclosure with them, such as the lions, for example. We will never, be in the exhibit with the lions. We actually have a shifting system which we operate from the outside. So if they are indoors in the morning when we want to release them out, there's this kind of shift cage that we use. We call them and we let them out by like sliding doors. We don't actually handle them like face to face. So, and also one of the most important things when working with dangerous animals is you have to be alert. Make sure you get enough sleep, come to work all fresh and count your animals, make sure everyone is there. Otherwise, you're going to make a mistake and, get yourself in trouble. Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to tell someone who wants to be a zoologist?
I would say go for it because, from young, I really knew that I wanted to work with animals. So I would say pursue your dream, watch more documentaries, and read up more on the animals that you're actually interested in. So, example, some people have an interest in doing things such as going out into the field to survey the wild populations and all that. So, yeah, you should get started when you're young, and the more you read, the more you learn, and this will help you in the future when you decide what you want to do as an adult. Mm-hmm.
Thank you for sharing with me and Junior Journalist TV. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.